I wonder what lives here. I can see frogs, birds, and bugs. Wow, I've never seen the bottom of a pond before. There's so many amazing plants and animals. Let's make our own pond.
Great idea. Let's start our pond by adding rocks. Tap on the book if you want to hear about the things you can add to the pond.
Great! Now there's lots of places for the animals to live and hide. Let's keep going.
Underwater plants. Floating plants.
Ooh, now we get to pick a plant to add.
You can always use my book to hear more information.
Click on the things in the tray to hear about them. When you are ready to place things in the pond, tap the book again to close it.
These underwater plants make good hiding places for small pond animals. Lily pads are floating plants that give frogs a place to sit and warm themselves in the sun.
Drag something into the pond. Underwater plants will help feed lots of pond animals. I wonder who will eat them. Let's look around. Wow, this is so interesting. Let's keep going. Now we get to add animals to the pond. Ponds need lots of different plants and animals to stay healthy. Let's pick one and see what happens.
Worm. Snail. Pond worms help keep a pond clean and healthy by eating small bits in the water. Pond snails are like the ones on land, but they can live underwater.
Snails have shells to protect them. I wonder what other creatures have shells.
I noticed that each time we choose something, the pond changes.
Look, we're going up. I wonder what we'll discover.
Different creatures live here, in the middle of the pond.
I wonder what they are and what they eat.
Mayfly larva. Tadpole. This larva is a baby mayfly. It will grow up to have wings and fly around the surface of the pond. Tadpoles will grow and change to become frogs.
Mayflies have 3 tails that make them easy to spot. How many mayflies do you see? We could take a closer look at the plants and animals in the pond with this magnifying glass. Move the magnifying glass over a plant or animal and click it to see it up close.
I noticed that mayfly larva has 2 tails to help it swim in different directions. What do you notice? I can see hairy parts on the side of the mayfly larva. These are gills that help it breathe underwater. I noticed that mayfly larva has 2 tails to help it swim in different directions. What do you notice? The snail can hide in its shell to protect itself from other animals. I noticed the snail has a circle pattern on its shell. I wonder how the shell grows when the snail gets bigger. The snail can hide in its shell to protect itself from other animals. Tadpole. Mosquito larva. Tadpoles only eat plants. That makes them herbivores. Mosquito larvae grow up to be small flying insects.
Wow! I wonder how many tadpoles are here. Count how many you see.
It looks like tadpole bodies are just a head and tail. I wonder how the body parts will change as it grows into a frog. Mosquito larva. Caddisfly larva. This larva is a baby caddisfly. Some fish eat the caddisflies. Adult mosquitoes are important food for frogs, fish, and birds.
Young mosquitoes are very tiny. I wonder which is smaller, these or the little wiggly worms. This frog is the grown-up of the tadpole we added. Now we're near the pond's surface. I wonder how the animals will be different here.
Northern pike. Red-spotted newt. Pikefish are big and eat other fish and frogs. Newts live in the water and on land, like frogs.
Newts have interesting features that make them look a little like a frog and a little like a lizard.
Northern pike. Pumpkin seed sunfish. The pattern on the pumpkin seed fish helps it hide because it looks like sunlight on the pond. Pike hide in the plants to wait for food to catch.
These little fish have lots of fun colors. What do you notice about the colors of the animals in the pond?
Northern pike. Spotted bass. Spotted bass get their name from the rows of spots on their bellies.
Whoa! Look at the size of them! This mayfly is the grown-up of the larva we added. We've reached the top!
I wonder what new things we'll discover. Heron. Kingfisher. Great blue herons are wading birds. That means they stand in the shallow water looking for food. Kingfishers are colorful little birds who are great at, well, fishing.
Kingfishers have pointy beaks that help them go fast when they dive into the water.
Mallard duck. Painted turtle. Mallards eat by dipping their head into the water along the surface and will go to the bottom of the pond to find food. Painted turtles look for their food along the bottom and edges of the pond.
Mallard ducks like the pond for bathing and finding food.
The mayfly has 2 sets of wings. I notice one set is much smaller than the other. What do you notice? I notice the kingfisher has a long and pointy beak. This helps it get its food. What do you notice? I notice that this frog has green skin, covered in spots. Do you think that helps it hide? I notice the mosquito has a long body with 6 legs and wings. What do you notice? Heron. Painted turtle. The great blue heron mostly eats small fish.
We finished our pond.
That was so cool. Let's keep exploring.
You can keep exploring, or you can make another pond. Do you want to start a new pond? Click this button to look at the creatures you've discovered.